About men from East and West.
Der Podcast von Männern über Männer für Männer mit Männern.
Different generation, different point of view. Laki-laki.
Mencari, ya bukannya cari uang ya mas.
How is life in Germany?
Saya terkena positif corona.
Von Mirko Schmidt.
Hallo. Herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Ausgabe meines Podcasts.
About men from East and West.
Heute spreche ich mit Andreas aus Jakarta und er wird uns eine ganze Menge über sein Leben und seine Pläne für die Zukunft erzählen. Hallo Andreas, herzlich willkommen.
Hallo, guten Morgen in Deutschland.
Yes, in the moment it's morning, yes.
My name is Andreas. I live and born in Jakarta. And now I work freelance, but you can say I'm arbeitslos.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's easier to say to arbeitslos, right? Than because sometimes I'm not really working, so it's easier to say, yeah, kind of arbeitslos. So ich mochte eine Hausbildung, nicht Ausbildung, sondern Hausbildung.
Eine
Hausbildung als Hausmann.
Als Hausmann. Okay.
But looking for the house is hard, but looking for the man is even harder. So yeah, I will do the Ausbildung instead because it's probably easier. So I live in Jakarta and I just finished my German course before, but I need to take another test, the B2 certification, because my listening is kind of bad. So hopefully the next time I will pass.
You live alone?
No, I live with my parents. Yeah, Indonesian or normal Asian still live with parents until you get married, right? But I will not marry, so I don't know.
So that takes me to another question about the marriage. So what's your plans for your private situation? You want to found a family or what?
Okay, so I don't know if so right now I'm still single. I don't know. And my plan is doing the Ausbildung in Germany. So let's see what will happen in there. Actually, I don't know. I don't really know what I want to do.
Okay.
But probably I think I want like life in there is easier for me probably in some term, not in for want to like a taste of freedom a bit in there. So I don't know if I want to rush in a relationship or not. I don't know. This year will be 31.
31.
So yeah, already expired in Asian age.
Okay, that sounds not so good.
Yeah, abgelaufen.
Oh, could you tell me how it is to be, I would say, a person who is a little bit upside from what other people call the normal life?
Yeah. So what is normal actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the easier say that I like men, so I'm gay, but not really open yet. Probably this is the first time that I really open in your podcast. I don't know. I already told my parents, but they seems not happy about it. So I live in Indonesia, in Jakarta. So the situation probably will be different when you meet another Indonesian or the Asian, it's depend of the family there. Where is they live in maybe in Jakarta or in Bali will be so different. So and depends of the culture of the family or the religion. A lot of things will be so different from my story compared to the others. So my parents is like quite conservative Christian. So sometimes it's not easy with a lot of rules. So I don't know.
Okay.
So like my parents is like really really religious. So sometimes when we go to a vacation or something on Sunday, they really won't try to go to the church. So it's like that much.
So
Yeah.
in your situation, do you think it's not possible or possible to have a relationship and bring your friend at home?
Yeah, I think it's not possible. Maybe at least at the moment it's not possible. So it's another story where it will be so impossible for me. I think so. So little bit background. So my name is I told you my name is Andreas. So like in the Bible is the one of the apostle from the disciples of the Jesus. If you or the listener knows. So my family, my especially my father know my name when he prayed before to pray a man that named Andreas, and he's asked who is Andreas. And he heard uh, for the baby in my mother's womb. So probably my father's drunk or the delusional, I don't know. So could be, we don't know. So
Mhm.
and the meaning of my name is like Andreas is meaning in Hebrew means male. So when the first time I told my parents about my condition that I like another guy, yes, his response is like, yeah, your name. Remember, your name is Andreas. Andreas means male, and male doesn't love male. So probably in the near future, quite be impossible for me to have a relationship or bring someone to my home. I think.
Do you have an kind of sexual life or gay life or lifestyle? Can you do this?
Yeah, in Jakarta, I more likely like a sneak out sometimes to meet someone because especially now could be a little bit easier because I have another problem because I have a twin sister, so I am twin.
Mhm.
So like normally if I want to go out, like I want to meet friends, my sister will ask who is your friend, like my friend is her friend too, so it's another complication in my life. So now my sister already married and not live in this house anymore, so could be a little bit easier but not so easy. So me and my sister sometimes is not quite get along, but the same things that we have in common, we both like men. So.
Yeah, and how do you handle it then?
I don't know, sometimes like not meet someone at all. Sometimes if I'm lucky, like I could meet someone, like probably like last year only 2 or 3 times I met someone. So it's not much probably. I was work in a company that I have to go to Bali like every 2 weeks. So I will 2 weeks in Bali, 2 weeks in Jakarta, and the life is bit different. So like 2 weeks, my time 2 weeks in Bali, I'm alone. I have no one from my company is joined, so I'll like alone in there. So I work from morning until the evening, and after the evening, like I go to the gay bar or something. I got a lot like less sleep, and I sleep more when I back to Jakarta. It's a
Yeah.
crazy life.
Could you describe a little bit more in the gay life in Bali?
So the Bali is quite more open because a lot of tourists come to Indonesia in there, like a lot of white people. So the main income from them is the touristic. So they make probably make a relaxed rule, because I mean in Indonesia not only the gay people is like having a hard time with the sexual life, because some we have like the some regulation or sex before marriage or something, or yeah, it's just sometimes for the straight people also having a problem, I think. Yeah, so it's more like a snake around all the time, but in Bali it's probably it's easier. Yeah, I mean the rule sometimes is like weird, like sometimes you doing to meet someone and you make a record or something, but if you share the record to someone else, it's considered you
No.
violate the law about the
Oh,
porn things. I mean,
yeah.
what you should doing with the video? I mean, you want to watch it by yourself and doing a self evaluation from what you did last night? No, right? I mean, sometimes you want to share, so it's
Okay.
sometimes it's weird. The rule. Actually, in Bali, I think there is a gay sauna too, so it's more fun in there. Before in here, there is also a sauna for gay men, but the police came and raided the place.
Ah,
So it's, I don't even want to know in here if there is another one or another club. So I don't even want to know in here.
your plans are for you to going to Germany because you learned the language, and I think, yeah, your language skills are not that bad, I think. You learned at the Goethe Institute,
Yeah,
and can you tell me what Indonesian guy has to pay for one semester of for the examen? I don't know.
I take like 3 different class before.
Mhm.
Before I like a little bit busy, so I can only take the extensive one on Saturday. So I just go to every Saturday, but I think it's took so long. The fastest one is super intensive, and super intensive is full one level. So it's already impossible. So I need to take intensive class first. Then
Mhm.
after I finish like A1, then I'll take my A2 until B2. I took in super intensive, and the price is cheaper when I take the super intensive one compared to the extensive or intensive one. So right now they just have a new price. So one B master or one level in super intensive is 7 million rupiah.
400 something
Yeah,
euro.
yeah in Euro.
It's not cheap, so for
Yeah,
Indonesian
yeah.
circumstances.
You need to invest to develop yourself.
Okay, if you have the money, of course.
Yeah. Oh, and luckily, and in B, so there is a competition in Goethe Institute that about poem competition. So luckily I got win that competition. So I got like discount, and I win another competition. So I got an extra discount for my B2 class. So I little more, bit more cheaper. It's
Ah,
almost like I only pay like more, only less than a half of the price.
so your plans for Germany, what do you want to do in Germany?
Yeah, I want to Ausbildung.
Mhm. In which direction? What kind of Ausbildung you want to do?
Das ist eine gute Frage. Because I don't even know anything egal. As long as not a cook or the Krankenpfleger, maybe anything is okay. Because I
But
don't think I can do especially the Krankenpfleger. I can even take care of myself. How can I take care someone else? It's not good things to. Probably now I want to try the IT, maybe, but I don't
IT.
really have a background. So hopefully, but so far it's only rejection that I got the feedback from them. So hopefully
Mm.
I get the good news in the future.
Where you have already experiences in your old job, some related, I mean.
So my work experience is as a marketing and sales,
Mhm.
like almost 7 or 8 years now. But I don't think that's they will look someone for doing a marketing or sales. Also, I want to like a job wexels, a different
Ah,
kind of
okay.
experience. So, and
Mhm.
from a long time I want to try an IT. So I think I should try at least first what I
Mhm.
want to do. But if still no good news, I probably will doing something related my degree at university. So it's related for a production process or something related for environment or the energy things.
What is your thinking about living in Germany? What do you want to be here?
Freedom. Yeah, in a better gay life, probably a better life too in general. Maybe it will be harder in other aspects, but for that part will be easier for me, and also a better medication for my condition, my health condition. Maybe I don't know.
Do you would something miss from Indonesia if you change the country?
Chile.
Chili you can
Probably.
buy here, that's no problem.
It's different. I went there, but different. It's not even spicy. Probably compared to Indonesia, it's like taste only like a pepper in there. It's not spicy at all. My tongue already broken, so I don't know.
Yeah, the best thing is you can cook by yourself and
Yeah,
easy.
yeah. Probably the most thing that I will miss Chile than my parents, maybe. But I
Mhm.
don't know.
And tropical climate,
No, I don't care.
you don't care. You don't afraid about snowing and freezing and I don't know,
Well,
darkness.
life will be freer for me in there. Maybe if I'm too cold, I will just open my grinder to find someone to make me warm. But I don't.
Yeah. Mm.
Just kidding, just kidding. I'm not that.
You talk about your health situation, about your condition. Could you tell a
Uh,
little bit more?
okay, so this is could be my first time talk about it in public. So actually, I am uh, positive undetectable, and this April will be about 5 years if I'm not wrong. 'Cause, yeah, so I mean in here I don't really have like different option of medication, and sometimes it's a little bit hard to get the medication, the medicine, like when during the COVID time there was a shortage of the medicine, so almost a year, so I have to take the pills, that's they split into 4 pills, so normally it's a combined version of the medicine, the
station?
The in my mind it's medicamente. What's the word in English?
Yeah.
Confused. No, so yeah, it's but because there was a shortage, so I have like take the pills separately in 4 pills, and one of the pills I have to take a different time, so it's normally just at the same time, but this one is I have one take in the morning, and later 12 hours from that pill I have to take another one, so it's make a complication. Also I think in other country they will the medicine show like side effects, you have another option to choose, but in
Mhm.
here you don't really have another options. Also I think in Europe or in other country they monitor your liver too, because the medicines or the drugs is quite hard, but in here they don't bother to do that thing, so we have to do it by ourselves. So I think in long term it's not that good, because I don't really know what happened now. And even sometimes if I want to check like my viral load or my CD4, sometimes like the medic like us, why you don't have to be too often. I mean, I'm trying to check like every 6 months. They said it's not. I don't have to do that because it's like wasting money. I mean, yeah, it's probably wasting money, but I want to know what's the condition of my body, right? So I think, yeah, yes. I mean, if I move to other country like Germany or in Europe or maybe in Australia, could be a better for my health condition too. So yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I mentioned it before.
You talk about the money and that makes cost, yeah, the therapy. And who pays
Uh-huh.
for it? Do you have an insurance or who pays it
No,
all?
no. The insurance not covered. I mean, probably it's even if I that I know I think the insurance not covered, and even if covered, it's the we won't open the condition in that kind of condition. I think in the insurance in here, but we have like a help from the government, so we can access a bit cheaper uh, compared for the foreigners live in Indonesia. I think we pay a little bit less than them. So yeah, I don't know exactly how much they have to pay, but because sometimes they take the medicine from Thailand or something. So yeah, I think they probably will pay more, because I think if I want to like an access of a prep in here is quite expensive
Mhm.
compared to other country. Yeah.
So finally, you have to pay something for it.
Yeah. I have to pay like I think it's not that much, but I take my medicine from Bali clinics, because during the pandemic I'm trying to get the from the hospital in Jakarta near my home is like 6 times more expensive. There is another big hospital that take care for the people with my condition in here in uh, not so far, but the hospital is a Catholic hospital, so the nurse is also a nun in there. But I don't want to take my medicine in from them, because when I found out for the first time, I found out in Bali, so I want to double check in in that hospital, because it's so well known for the people who living with an HIV or AIDS. So I went to them. Then I didn't show that I already know, because I just like want to try like normal test, because I don't want have a bias result, right? So I just want to know if, and to make sure. Then when the time they want to show the results, then they talk about, I'm, I'm sorry that you blah 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 blah. Then I saw to the nurse and also a nun. Yeah, I actually already know. I just want to double check up, and the reaction from her is like, why you lied to me? You are they the nurse is judging me. So after that time, I don't want to go there anymore.
So what was your reason to do the first testing?
A little bit funny story. So I got when I got tested, I don't have any symptoms, and actually before that, I find out a week before, I also did a test, but it's still negative. In my previous the test that I got negative, it's also another funny story. Because I met someone from Grinder that he brings almost, I think, all the time HIV test. So before doing something, he tests my blood first. And the funny story is that guy is actually a friend of my mom in his his work. So I didn't know before until we talked, and we found out. It's a funny story. So after that thing, I have to go to Bali for my work. So suddenly I got a notification from my company. There will be a yearly checkup for another things. But I don't even remember what you call it in Indonesian or in English. So in that time, suddenly I feel like, oh, I think there is something wrong in my body. I don't know why I have that kind of feelings. So I decided to go to the clinics, gay clinics in Bali. So yeah, so I already like prepared for myself for the worst, and actually the results is actually turn out positive. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you ask, yeah, the doctor said I'm a bit lucky because I know that when it's no symptoms, I really found out very early. But what is luck anymore?
Yeah. Can you imagine, or do you have an idea from where you got the infection?
Oh yeah, I have a very good idea. So like I told you, sometimes if I want to meet someone, is I have to sneak around. So I actually not really meet someone quite often. So when we match the timeline from the window period for the infection or something, is probably I got from someone. It's maybe it's quite stupid. It's from a massage guy in Jakarta. So I met him, and yeah, you can say he raped me that time.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's also my first time doing as a bottom. We don't I don't want to, so he doesn't use a protection or a condom. Didn't even use the lubricant or even a spit. So it's a hell. It's the
mm,
worst experience in my life, I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And my parents actually already know about my condition, because I think when I have to take a medication like every day, it's impossible to hide anymore. So yeah, I decide to tell them. But before I tell them, it's because it's like I was in Bali, then I have to back to Jakarta. I'm praying to any god to make my plane crash. so I don't have to tell them. So I just die in the plane crash, so I don't have to tell my parents. But apparently I'm safe back to my home. So yeah, I decided to tell them. I mean, I'm not that innocent boy too, because I probably start my sexual things quite early too. So, but yeah, maybe it's a karma for me. For now, I'm trying to forgive the guy, but I don't know. Possible because like 2 months ago, he suddenly chat me again somehow. I already blocked him in. Then suddenly, when I open the gay app, suddenly he has a new account or something, and he chat me again. I mean, it's still a past trauma that probably is not healed yet. I don't know. It's I remember the feeling is like hell. I mean, it's my first time and no lubricant is.
Yeah.
I mean, after that things, I even like every time I went to the toilet, is I'm bleeding for almost a month. It's crazy. And that time I cannot tell anyone or tell anybody. I have to keep it by myself. So it's hard time too when that happened.
If somebody, maybe somebody younger, or if you could say something to another guy for them protection to themselves, what would you say to them?
I don't know.
Kind of advice, maybe.
I don't know. I think I'm not a good person to tell an advice because I start my gay journey is like when I was 5 years old. So I don't really
5.
yeah 5. So it's not. I don't think I can give any good advice. I mean, if the only advice do safe and doing with someone that you trust. I think
Yeah.
the only advice. So.
Thank you for that.
Mhm.
I'm not so sure if we talk more about your very early encounters, but it
I can tell, but it's
sounds a bit strange. I don't know.
I can tell, but it's will be a very mature content. I think. Sometimes I told people too about this one, not like the one before. I haven't told in public. So it's as I told you when I was a kid. I have like a twin sister, right? And my parents that time was quite busy with their work, so we have like two women that live in my and work from my house as a nanny and a helper too in our home. So the time after I back from kindergarten,
Yeah.
they help like change clothes or something, and they play with my things.
Ah.
So probably after that time, I'm quite bit an addict to doing that stuff in a younger age. Then I even teach my cousin how to do that. Then later we find out like a video porn things. And then when I was 6, I start doing sucking things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a crazy story, man. It's not a proud achievement. So probably, but the only job that I'm good is a blow job. I don't know. Yeah. So I start quite early for that time for that thing. So in later we found another video that doing the with related with a penetration. So when we were 10, we almost do it, but that time we were stupid, so we think, oh, it's just a fake video. It's just for entertainment. It's not gonna happen. So thankfully, that time is not happening. It didn't happen that time. So Otherwise, my life will be more fucked up right than now. I think, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, it's the faster story.
Okay. And now, do you think you have still that kind of addiction anymore or not?
Yeah, of course, still. It's still like, I don't think it's curable. I think
Okay,
so.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm trying to like not every day, but sometimes it's quite hard to not do it every day. But the good things maybe with my parents is quite strict. Otherwise, I have to like meet every day. It will be more another dangerous for my condition too. So maybe at some point it's good that I live in this kind of family. I think so I can like hold myself a bit. Otherwise, I don't know.
Terima kasih, Andreas, for your open telling that so openly and sharing to our audience. And yeah, I hope that your wishes come true to come to Germany first to make your B2 examen.
Yeah.
And
Vielen Dank auch.
ja, sehr gerne.
Es ist eine Ehre, in diesem Podcast dabei zu sein.
Dankeschön, es ist mir auch eine Ehre gewesen. Ja, alles Gute für dich und ja, wir sehen uns vielleicht demnächst in Berlin, wer weiß.
Feedback, Kritik und Ideen für neue Interviewpartner schreibt bitte per E-Mail an post@bfile.de oder per Instagram unter mirko bfile.